A cardiology self-experimentation pondering, translating the Iliad and the Odyssey by Homer. Today is Wednesday, nope, Tuesday, nope, Thursday. Thursday, 4 June 2026 AD, and here I, Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle, ponder about translating the Iliad and the Odyssey by Homer in the realm of my cardiology self-experimentation and attempting graduate school again. Yeah, so I'm reading this book, and I've read the Odyssey by Homer before, if none other than the title, which I even made a point of looking it up in Greek so I could read the, not that I knew, but I saw the letters and I was like, okay, what that means in English. Okay, so it's translated by somebody, and have this particular copy I'm working on currently is 2025 University of Chicago Press edition, translated in notes and introduction and stuff by Daniel Mendelsohn. I was like, what about me? What if, like, in reading this, like, the introduction and the notes on pronunciation and kind of like transliteration or something, like the letters choice and that kind of thing for English from Greek, I like resonated a little bit. It was a little bit in my taste, and I was like, what about me if I actually went back and I did it for cardiology? So I do cardiology self-experimentation, so research on the heart and the corresponding blood system. And so I was like, how much could my translation of the original work vary from a work like this, a work from what I read in 2011, the next copy I have in queue, so to speak, edition, which is a different translator. So, and I was like, so for the translate, and this would be like, graduate school attempts, as I've kind of mentioned previously. So for the translating, I would want to make it clear up front, I am not Homer and am not translating the works for linguistic purposes. So there's like a very strong, dedication to, language and literature and that kind of thing. And I'm like, well, it's me, cardiology. Okay, so the purpose of my translating the works, even learning Greek/ancient Greek and improving my English if I need to, is about carefully translating for maximal accuracy in relation to the physiological components of the text. So it would be a bit different. I wouldn't like the pure, full-hearted, Tanis in me going like full steam ahead on cardiology would be like, I would just love to go and be that like really weird cardiologist, that's physiologist, researcher, being like, let me go back and translate the ancient text to be like, we matter more than society currently says we do. We have a bigger place in history. Higher we come. There's like, I'd be so cool to be that person. And then like actually have to be dignified and then like presentation. It would be so cool. So graduate degree attempts of mine in relation to these works would not solely be about translating. It would also be about building a chronology of his works, Homer, with other texts documenting the heart and its function in relation to what I have learned/found through my own cardiology self-experimentation. While what I do may be, quote, new, unquote, end quote, I'm quoting myself, some facets of understanding may have been preserved thousands of years earlier in these texts and other works that have come before me in modern medicine. Maybe it is my turn to see if I can muck up what I do have done by trying to give proper attribution, if any, to the past. And so I'm thinking through, who's my advisor? You're all out there. I already know you've started, before I was born, even if you were younger than me, finding my advisor who's going to, be that brave soul being like, I'm in charge here for the whole thing. Okay, or do they go, I want her for the whole thing? And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's somebody even more possessive than me on my cardiology. So hamster mode. Okay, so I'm like thinking of like, and I'm working on this, and I'm like doing this. I'm like, do I wake up in the middle of the night thinking half in Greek and half in English? Where is it? Where is that shred of evidence of the aorta? Did someone put a spear through it? Did I miss it? No gasp. This one is not funny. So did I find it? So in this edition, the 2025 University of Chicago Press edition, translated by Daniel Mendelsohn, page 216. I actually read this and then I was like, I gotta read. I finished through page 220 and I was like, hot off the press, I gotta make this YouTube video. So here it is. So, page 216. Can I find it fast enough? I typed it up. See, it's this epic thing. Should I go with self-reference? Internal consistency. Didn't my prof say that somewhere in here? Yeah, but I typed it up. So then why did I type it up? Okay, so what he does is he goes, there's a different heart reference. Here we go. I look impressive, don't I? So I'm gonna recoil into my little I'm still learning self and go to my notes and go, quote, deep in my innocent heart, end quote. Aorta, question mark reference, there is a lance like a spear on page 220. So I didn't jump the gun too early. I did finish through 220. So I said a spear. Like I typed that up before I even like started this copy, you know? No, I was reading the introduction. So that's not true. I was reading the intro. I was inspired by this work, and so I put it down. And then I've been reading and I found it and I was like, okay. I predicted myself in the past in the writing. Does that make it less impressive? Anyway, so there we go. Like there, I found something. Was that the thing? Okay. Anyway, okay, keep going. So blood pressure, blood glucose, blood pressure history. These are my main 3 focuses currently. Does that carry to my translations, to my graduate degree attempts? If my research were to progress, would these be my cutoffs so I could finish? Is it too much? No. Blood glucose history. So yes, because I have another one. So that's my limit 1. Musing. This is pondering. Okay. For my cultural base for the translations, because I'm language and literature, so what am I going to read to stabilize my translations and learning the language? Military medicine. Weapons and the wounds they delivered included. I do cardiology self-experimentation. Maybe this could be an opportunity for me to build up consistent terminology in my technical proficiency in my like cardiology and physiology terminology. Physiology, observational, invasive, including surgical and non-invasive as applicable. Oh man, these feel lofty currently, though the military stuff and medicine, weapons and wounds, I can handle that. I think I might actually enjoy that for like gaining technical proficiency. And then the last thing, do my translations of the Iliad, and or the Odyssey overtake my theses, or dissertations to be my first full-length book? It's a battle to the finish. Is it going to be fueled by feta cheese? Goat cheese? Is that the running joke? Anyway, that's the cardiology, self-experimentation, pondering, translating the Iliad and the Odyssey by Homer.